Taylor and Gio here. We have AJ and Gus, and this is your second video. So AJ and Gus, we were working outside, but it's a little warm, so they did not want to stay outside, so we brought it inside. Gio and I are not fans of having dogs run inside. However, just because we don't want them running inside doesn't mean we can't shape how they run inside. Meaning, we worked on recall today, which means we want them to come to us when we call them. We also worked on something called touch. So before I go talk about recall, let's talk about touch. So touch is a simple targeting behavior. They target the palm of your hand like an actual target. Think of the actual Target store. Bullseye. The bullseye. Oh, mom's here. Hi. Mom's here. The bullseye is the hand. So as you can see, Gio has her hand out, and the moment they touch her hand, treats happen. Now this seems like a really silly trick, but the really fun thing about this trick is that it is extremely helpful for recall. Notice that they have to close the gap and come to her to complete the behavior. If you can imagine, you can use this for a lot of different things. So you are actually behind me right now, that's why they're so excited. Which is good to see. We want to see this, them not listening. It makes any sense. They did really good with us, so.
I don't need you. I know you know how to do it. Gus. Yeah.
A little bit of learn irrelevance with Mr. Gus. What that means is Gus tends to ignore when we call his name, which is really, it's really common for a lot of dogs to do that, especially if they don't have that much reinforcement behind it. So the whole goal of today's session is to change their mind about their names being called. Whenever we call their names, good things happen all the time. Those good things are reinforcement or treats.
Yes. Okay, right hand, not left
so,
hand.
back to touch. Touch, really simple. Touch the palm of the hand, get a treat. Notice that Gio is clicking the moment that nose touches their hand. So it literally means the moment you touch my hand, treats happen.
She says, "Oh, I love you. You're my man." What are you doing, Gus? Gus, come here. Yes, Gus, come here. Yes. Okay, I know AJ does it. Okay, Gus does it.
Very simple targeting behavior. We use this a lot for recall. Yes, getting dogs to come back to us, but also for walks too. We know that Mr. Gus can be a little reactive on leash and pulls on leash often.
Gus, come. Yep, you need to work with this, don't you? Yes, you do. What did you guys do? What did you do? Yes, good job.
Good job.
Thank you. Good job, AJ. AJ, come. Yes.
And we are still kind of pairing recall and touch. So,
good. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good.
put the treats that way.
Gus, come. Very good boy. Very good boy. Oh, AJ, you come.
So now what Gio's doing, she's starting to actually use recall now with touch. So recall. Recall just means we call the dog's name. The moment they come to us, treats will happen. That is recall. We call their name, they come to us, treats will happen, the behavior is completed. Very, very simple. The verbal cue for recall is come, but along with the dog's name. So it is either Gus or AJ and then come.
Thank you.
Notice that she only says these verbal cues one time. She's only saying the dog's name and then come one time. She is not repeating herself. She is not saying AJ, Gus, Gus, Gus. No matter if they are getting distracted. The reason being is because we don't want recall to be AJ, Gus, come. That's too many words and it will tune you out. Again, Gus already is tuning us out a little bit. Yes, so the more that we talk, the less likely he's going to come to us. So it was really important that our words matter. We say it one time, and we do whatever we can to convince him to come to us, which is, whatever we can is touch. And I hope all this is making sense.
Good boy. Good job.
Do you need cheese?
No, I'm actually going to make a mention. So either one of two things are happening or maybe just both. Gus, whenever we say his name, when AJ is near, he tends to do a circle and try to get to the other side of you. He's trying to provide distance for himself because AJ is a lot and, you know, they may not be comfortable being stationary near each other because he doesn't trust that AJ will be stationary. This will come with practice and trust and him understanding that we are capable of calming AJ down. The other thing that may also be happening, however, is he may have a little bit. He may have a little bit of what's called a poisoned cue, meaning that in the past you may have only chosen to call Gus for specific reasons such as bath time or calling him back inside, or you may have made the mistake of sounding really frustrated in the past. So if you said Gus come, but there was kind of an angry connotation behind your voice, this is pretty common if you're like hanging out in the back and you found them kind of, you know, charging the fence line, and you find that you're kind of raising your voice to get them to stop. There may be a little bit of association there where he's hearing Gus come and he's kind of like, oh, that was that time that mom was pissed off. So practicing going forward, trying to change the feelings around that, if that is the case. I'm not sure if that is the case. One of the cases is for sure that he tends to circle to get on your other side, so he creates distance from AJ. What you can do is also practice them separately, like we've mentioned before. But also, when you are practicing this real time, no matter how pissed off you are, we say be pissed, but you have to sound happy when you're pissed. So if you go outside and you're cussing them out, just make sure that it sounds fun. You know, your neighbors are going to think you're crazy. But we want to make sure that there's not any reasons for him to choose to ignore this behavior. And again, when the behavior, when a specific cue elicits some type of like, the dog is kind of trying to ignore it, a lot of times it is a poisoned cue. So keep that in mind. They are doing really good. We're going to continue to work with them. And for Gus in particular, I highly recommend using a higher value treat. Right now we were using medium tier. Outside we were using a cheese because they were distracted. We did meet your fence line neighbor who was very sweet, but they tend to get really into the running and talking to each other. So we did need something higher value there. But other than that, they've been doing great. Again, practicing touch, presenting a hand when their nose touches your hand, and that is them closing the gap, okay? Not you closing the gap. You don't touch them, they touch you. Nose touches the hand, give them a treat, but then also pairing touch with recall, again, saying their names once, come once, and then you may use as much baby talk as possible. Be mindful that baby talk amps up AJ, so
really
watch
important.
your face.
Really important. I think let's do with AJ. So with AJ, we added a little extra criteria. Again, like I said, we do not like dogs running in the house, especially AJ. AJ comes hot, and when he comes in, it's like a bulldozer. So when he comes, I'm gonna try to do it whenever you're ready. AJ, come AJ! All fast. I stand up straight, and I'm waiting for a. Oh, excuse me, sir. He's like, nope. AJ, come. Good boy. So when he comes to me, yes, good boy. I'm waiting for a sit. Extra criteria that I usually don't put on for our dogs that just learn recall. But AJ really needs to know how to put the brakes on himself when he is coming in so hot, particularly inside. So Gio and I noticed off the bat, he jumps way more inside than he does outside. It's particularly, he jumps way more by the front door over there. So keep that in mind when you are practicing with AJ. He's going to come in hot. I want you to, when he comes to you, prepare yourself. Sit up straight, legs apart. I am not kidding. And just wait for him to offer you a better behavior versus jumping. He's gotten really good at that with us. But for you, be particularly careful. He did jump on Gio one time and got her jaw real good. So just keep that in mind. When he does come to you running like that, that's a hell no. We don't do that.
We don't want to jump sit. We just want to plain old sit.
I also was messing with him today, trying to see if he can walk with me after sitting without jumping. Sometimes he sits, then jumps immediately after. So the sit is real cute, but I need you to not jump, period. Good boy. And that was your session for today. The other video will be up today as well, but they did a really good job today, Lord. Today is the 15th of June. Yes. Half of the month is gone. Anyway, have a good day.
2020. That's the year. I don't know what month they're taking.
Right. Okay, you cute. You cute. Okay. Have a good day.